Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mercilinda, Judith, Ruben, Cecilia, Marielena, Raj, Roxy, Gloria Tello, Erlinda, Karen, Pablo, Angela Reina, Tania, Edson, Priscilla, and Teresa Amaya. Today is Sunday, the 12th of July, 2020. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mercilinda, for your time in Guatemala. Let me introduce Mercilinda Ortiz. She holds a master's degree in higher education, a bachelor's in administration, and a TEFL diploma from Universidad Mariano Galvez de Guatemala. A teaching English in mandatory education from Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México. She has 25 years of experience in teaching high school, and she's also a university professor, a teacher trainer, and director of Escuela de Idiomas de la Universidad Mariano Galvez de Guatemala. Thank you, Mercilinda, for your time, and thank you, everyone, for being here. Let's give Mercilinda a warm round of applauses, virtual applauses.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you may start.
Thank you, Jaime. Well, so what am I gonna do is like, first I'm gonna show you something about my university, and then we are going to move to some practice in what is Google Suite.
Yeah? Sorry, Mercilinda, I forgot to tell you, good morning, Teresa. If you want to participate, please raise your hand. If you don't want to speak, just write the question in the chatting room, please. Thank you very much. Sorry, Mercilinda.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. Take your time.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to be talking about G Suite. So it is Google Suite, but as I was telling you, the first thing that I am going to do is to make a review of my university. So I work for Mariano Galvez University. This is the largest university in Guatemala. It's a private Christian university with around 70,000 students all over the country in more or less 8,000 professors. And we have 46 campuses all over the country. Guatemala is in Central America, and we have borders with El Salvador, Mexico, and Honduras. Okay, and for Mariano Galvez University, technology is something that is really important. You know, like we have moved from Moodle to Blackboard to Google to whatever, WhatsApp, or any innovation that you can think of that can be used for teaching. So that's what we have used. So first we use Moodle, and then we move to Blackboard. Let me tell you that lots of personal and professional and economical resources have been invested in training professors and students in the appropriate use of the different learning platforms that we have. So then we discovered that it was not only to have or to give the students and teachers the tools and the platforms, but they need some training in the use of the different platforms. So they decided to create a Centro de Innovación Tecnológica y Educativa that we call CITE, and is the Center for Education and Innovation and Technology. And this is an interesting department because they train professors and students and they are like a call center that if they have problems in the use of the different platforms, they can chat and they can talk to them and they help them. And something that it is important is that CITE is total new or brand new department. Here are some pictures of the CITE, and the importance of CITE is that, as I said, is that they are always there for professors and for students in everything that has to do with technology. We have it, okay? So we have the newest and most recent, the last generation of softwares and technology that you can imagine. the university doesn't think about like, oh, it's too expensive. No, they immediately get it and have it, okay? So CITE is the center, as I said, that train professors and different technologies. And the idea of having this center is that the methodology that the university is trying to implement is like the students work in collaborative learning environments. So most of our equipment and furniture and computers, softwares, and platforms are meant to be there for a collaborative environments. And the last course that CITE gave us, it was a massive intern online course. We call them CIMO because in Spanish means curso intensivo, curso interno masivo en línea, okay, online. So teachers develop new teaching didactic. The teaching didactic guide is the guía didáctica that we are going to be using in the second term this year, because we decided that because of the COVID, we are not going back to the university. Classes start this week, and we are going to continue working online courses for our 70,000 students and teachers. So let me show you something about this technology.
We can hear, Mercilinda. We can hear, Mercilinda, the sound of the video.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to show you some of the important features we have. I'm sorry, Jaime told me that you cannot listen the audio. I don't know what happened. Okay.
But we could see the great advantages and facilities you have.
Yes, these are the sorry, the facilities that we have, and that we have digital cameras all over the university, that we also use the last generation of desks, and especially for the the students to feel comfortable and everything. Okay, but the thing is that it doesn't matter what facilities we have. You know, with this pandemic, we left our beautiful classrooms and all of our equipment there, and then we had to move to a virtual environment. Yes, so now this equipment is there, nobody's using it, and well, so what else can we do if we were used to have everything in the classroom, and now we have to move to our houses and do everything in our house? Yes, so you can see the different environments that we had. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, just let me have a drink. Well, so another thing that happened to us in this pandemic is that due to the moments that we were asked to move, like we were in classes, I will never forget, I was in class on Monday, and then I was called that we had a meeting, an emergency meeting, and they said, well, we have to close the university for a few weeks, and then we will have to do something about it. So let's try to send emails to our students to tell them how are we going to be working. Yes. So the thing is that we had a change, and due to the COVID, the university started thinking about, like, okay, what are we going to be using? Are we going to be using Blackboard, or are we going to be using Office, or what is it that, and what do we have, you know? And at the beginning, it was like, okay, this is what we have, and do whatever you can with what you have. And you can do Zoom classes, or you can do meetings, or you can do WhatsApp videos, or whatever you. The thing is that we will have to keep on going, thinking that the university was going to be back in about 2 or 3 weeks or a month at least. But now this is taking too much time. Well, so the decision was taken that the university is not going to open for this second semester. So we decided to change the way the courses was given. So we didn't want our teachers to continue teaching the same way they did in class. So as they put here, some tips, so they can move from uh, a regular class with the students and in classroom, and then how can they move to an online course. So they have some tips that it was like, okay, this is an emergency, let's do this. So we have this infografia telling them that, okay, it's time to redesign or think about your objectives, and if you have to think about the content, if it's the same content that you're going to be teaching, or you have to create new content, and what methodology are you going to use, and what activities are you going to be doing. And also we have to think about the different evaluation criteria, because we used to evaluate in one way, and then we have to move to the virtual environment, so the evaluation it's different too. So the teachers and students have this access to the information, and they have different sources that we can use at the university. And the sources that we mostly use is my UMG, which is a Google account. That is it's our domain that belongs to Google, but it's Google for Education. Also, we have another tool that is Blackboard, and we have Blackboard for students, Blackboard for teachers, And as I said, more of the resources that we have are email, calendars, Office, and we can have Office for in 5 different devices, and we can use it to work in any paper that we need to do in any time. Also, they have Teams, so we can use Teams too. And of course, we have the Google app for UMG. Collaborate Ultra is from the Blackboard MLS, and we use it for having video conferences, and it's really a good tool. But if we want to keep our courses in a very close environment, okay, only for the students that are assigning in one class and then for a certain period of time, okay. Also, as I said, we have Microsoft Teams that we can use it to teach or to have staff meetings or anything. And also we can use a Zoom. So if they have any trouble with the use of any of the tools that are available for teachers and students, they can check and they can ask and CITE, or they can ask our support team that teachers can do anything they need to do in this. Okay, so my UMG is our domain that belongs to Google, and it is interesting because the students entering my UMG, they can do whatever they need to do. So they can check the grades, they can download documents, they can do payments, they can access the library, and they can of course access the virtual courses that are in Blackboard, and some other services that we have for teachers in these platforms are that we can turn in grades, and we can check our attendance, the students, so we can check the list and the libraries also. And then again, they have the environment that is Blackboard. So Blackboard is MLS, as I said. It's Blackboard Learn, and it's a great tool that most teachers love. Yeah, but I'm sorry. Let me go back to my presentation. Okay. Well, so as again, these are the tools in general. So everybody has access to this. Once you have my UMG domain account, then you have access to all of this equipment and tools and different sources that the university has. UMG has contracts with 3 different learning platforms, and this is Blackboard and Google Classroom and Microsoft. Okay, so teachers can think about like, hey, I'm gonna be teaching my students, what can I do? So if I do Office and they have meetings and assignments and whatever they are, they can do it once they have their account, or they can use Google Classroom, or they can use Blackboard. Okay, now, so professors and students are very happy with Blackboard. You know, we like Blackboard and all of the features it has. It helped us a lot to keep the courses ongoing with this pandemic situation. But it was like, okay, everything is there, but it was too cold, you know, like there was no contact with students. So we want to keep in touch with our students. We want to have more close conversations or more close communication with them. So we discovered that the best way to communicate with our students and other professors was, and still is, by email. You know, it's like people is getting intoxicated by information, and so they have a new term that is infoxication, you know. So they don't want to go more Zooming, they don't want to go to more collaborate classes, so they want to do something else. So we start trying to find, and we found that the best way to communicate and keep them aware of what was happening or what was going to happen next was the email. So since COVID came, we were all confined. Here in Guatemala, all schools are closed, universities are closed, computer labs and everything is closed. So teachers start to use more email, they start to do more online classes and giving Skype sessions or whatever they want. But once we discovered all of the benefits of Google for Education, and the domain we use is myumg.edu.com, and this is what we're gonna be talking about mostly, yes? Now, my school, or the language school, offers 3 main careers. The one is the Bachelor in a Translation and Interpretation of English and Spanish. Also, we have the Teaching English as a Foreign Language program. Here in Guatemala, we call them PEM, Profesor de Enseñanza Media in Inglés. And we have a Bachelor's in Teaching English with the specialization in Educational Technology. So after they have got PEM, which is like an intermediate degree, they had the BA in Teaching English, yes? But what they develop is their own material in computer, in internet, in using different softwares and everything. And of course, the largest population at Escuela and Idiomas are the free courses or extracurricular courses of English, French, and German. And English is the one that students prefer because, well, it is mandatory. They have to study a second language or foreign language in order to graduate, but most of them choose English. Only a few different careers choose French or German, you know, but the hotel and catering students, they have to do at least 2. So most catering and hotel or tourism students choose English and French or English and German. But medicine students, administration and everything, they choose only English, you know. Very few choose another language. So why is it that the Escuela de Idiomas with the free courses are using Google Classroom if we have this beautiful platform at the platform, you know? Well, first of all, as I said, the courses are free courses that not everyone is a regular student from the university. So our courses also are short in period of time. So the university has semesters, and then we have monthly courses, and they are very intensive courses with a total immersion, or we have a bimester courses that last about 2 months or let's say 8 or 9 weeks, and they have to go or attend 8 hours in a week in taking the classes. We can also use other tools in teaching in the teaching learning process, and we have found that all of the things that Google offers suit our needs, so that's why we decided to use Google Classroom. Google Suite offers the possibility to schedule meetings with our community. So that is another reason that why I decided that it was a good idea to have it, because not everybody knows how to use Teams, or not everybody knows how to use Zoom. And the most important thing is that we can schedule things, and we can share and send them messages automatically, because we are all using the same calendar. So once we have the same calendar, and I just share with my students, they have the same calendar that I have, without having to send one by one or giving them extra announcements. Teachers and students can join Classroom anytime. The only thing that they need is to have the email account. You can do this with my UNG domain, but remember that when Jaime presented about my presentation, he said that we were going to be talking about Google Suite, and yes, the only thing you need to have to work with Google Suite is a Gmail account. Okay, so we are lucky that we have our own domain in Google, but you can use your own Gmail account to have your classes, and you have create your classrooms using your Gmail account. So we constantly encourage students and teachers to use a collaborative methodology. So the different tools and apps Google Suite offers suits that needs, you know, like as I said, the methodology in the university is collaborative learning. So now we found a way to have people working in collaborative environments, even though they are not in the classrooms, they are not using the beautiful desk or the beautiful classrooms they have, of all the facilities at the university, but we have all of these different tools that we can use in order to bring collaborative learning to their own houses. Another thing is that we can integrate different software and hardware. Like, it doesn't have so many restrictions, you know, like when we're using other devices, like the other tools that you have to ask for permissions to add a different hardware or software. No, in this case, you can use everything, and it's important because it's for free. And also another advantage that it has is that it has some complements in the areas of mathematics, and students they want to be using this because mostly they are in English, so that's good for us. Yes. Well, so why Google Suite? Yeah, why Google Suite? Well, first of all, I'm going to be telling you what is it in there in Google Suite. Okay, so I was telling you that we can collaborate anywhere. So how, it doesn't matter where you are. Once you have a Gmail account, you can create and co-edit documents. Any document, it looks like a Word sheet, a Word document, and you can co-edit. You can do spreadsheets or Excel, and you can do presentations in real time, you know. So it is interesting that you can check and have, and one important thing is that it saves automatically, you know. Like, sometimes your students go like, oh, I forgot to save my work and I had to start again. No, working in Google Docs or spreadsheets, that's not a problem because it automatically saves. The second feature about Google is that you can communicate your way, you know, that you can connect with your students anytime. You can send them emails, you can chat with Google, you have Hangouts, and you can chat with them, and also you can have video calls with them. So you can communicate your way with your students. So anytime you see, you can, it's easy to communicate because you only have the list of emails, and then you automatically send an email for your students, and then they know that they have, if they have to reply or they don't have to reply. So you organize your emails in the chain form, so you don't have to receive like hundreds of mails every day. Yeah? Also, with Google Suite, you can manage your classrooms simply. Okay, so it's simple because you can create your own classes. It doesn't matter that you only have a Gmail account. You can create your own classes. You can manage the assignments, so you can add a due date. You can add what kind of assignment they have to present. You can give them quizzes. You can make surveys, or even the most important thing is that you can save a lot of time grading, you know, because, for example, if you assign an essay and then you have to check the essay, and then in the past you have to printed it, you marked it, and then you gave it back to your students, and they know. It saves time because they upload it, and you can work in the document. You can highlight if they have something to change. You can add a comment to the document, and it saves automatically, so the students are checking that the teacher is taking the time to grade their work, and they're so happy because it's like in real time, you know. And it saves time grading because you can add rubrics, and it's so easy to do. Like, once you start using it, you say, wow, why I was using something different. Yes, well. Also, you can organize your tasks in the Google Suite that you can build to-do lists. We're going to see how to do that. We can create task reminders and we can schedule meetings. Okay, so as I said, because we share the same calendar, we can schedule meetings without having to announce anybody. Just like schedule the meeting and they get an reminder that they have a meeting. Okay. Another thing that it's very important in having your own domain here is that you can administer and scale confidentially. You know, you can manage students, so you decide who they can enroll to your class, but if you don't want that student in your class, you can leave it away and you can ask him to change room or whatever. You can manage devices. So as you see, I have an iPad and I have an iPhone and I have a iOS device also. Why? Because you can use it in different devices. I have it in the iPad and in the iPhone, but I prefer to use it in a iOS device because it's more you know, friendly with Google and all of the apps. But we're gonna be talking about that too. And also security is another of the important features. As I said, it's closed. You don't you cannot be afraid of that somebody that doesn't belong to your organization is going to be watching your classes or getting into or stealing your material or whatever. So everything you do there stays safe and you can scale as needed. Okay. Now, so let's take a look. Hopefully, I don't know, the video has sound because hopefully. Maybe if well, let me see. You tell me if you can listen or not.
When you share the screen, do you tick on down on the left, the corner to share the sound? Did you do that, Mercilinda? We can see the video, Mercilinda, or hear anything.
Yes, I know. It doesn't matter. It was a music track background.
But we can't see any video.
You can't see the video?
No, we can't.
You cannot.
No, we cannot.
Okay. So maybe, let me see. Maybe if I share here, let me see. I've shared. I'm trying to go. There?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
No, maybe you have to get out and get in again. I mean, stop sharing the screen and do it again.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Yep.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, let me share.
Yeah, now we
Now
can.
you can see it. Okay, good. Okay. Well, so as I was telling you, this is one of the most important tools that we use from the Google Suite, because Google Suite has many other things, yes? So what am I gonna go is that I am going to go to my Gmail account. So I'm gonna be logging in. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so you can see here, okay, we have, this is the way I have my email, and I have different windows. I have a primary, I have the promotional one, I have the updates, and this is all of the updates from the university that I get, you know, like I get different invitations, I have copies of my actas, I have everything here, projects, everything. And also we have the forum area, which is also how to do things with our students, and we have mostly our announcement that the university does for us. Now, so here in the right up corner, I have my, what we call waffle. Well, it's not a waffle, but it looks like a waffle, you know. But this is the Google Suite, and the first thing that we have is the Gmail account. And I'm gonna be talking about some of them, okay? The Drive. What is the Drive? Well, the Drive in the Google Suite is, it's a repository of work. And it's interesting because here, for example, you can create new, what is it that you want to create? You want to create a new file, and you want to upload a document or an archive, of you want to upload a file, you want to create a Google Doc, or you want to create a Excel, or you want to create a presentation or more, like forms, drawings, maps, sites. Also, you can add script, Jamboard, also the video player for Google Drive. That it's important to have it, because if students are going to be sending you videos, it's important to have this app also installed. So, for example, this is my unit, and in my unit I have different albums and different spreadsheets, documents, PDF, presentations, etc. And most of them are, for example, meetings, attendance, that I can do the meetings in my class. So if I go back to my waffle, then I have documents. So this is what we were talking about. We can create different kinds of documents with our students, yes. And I can create a blank document. You know, like there are teachers that like to do kind of blogging, but they don't know how to administer a blog. So you can share a document with your students and assign them to write, or somebody can start a story and then another student can continue it. You can do peer check-in, you know, like ask your students to revise the document from somebody else. And the important thing here is that they have these pre-designed sheets. You can create a blank one, or you can create if you want them to present a report, what kind of report is it that you want them to present? Also, you have the pre-designed front page for the university assignments. So everything, if they have to do the front page with the data, so they just have to go and check the front page. Yeah, so it has the university logo. They have to write Simple like that. And they just write the carnet numbers and their names. Also, another thing is that if they have to, and they have to turn in a report. So you see, it's there, it's for free. You can edit anytime. And the thing is that once you have the document, yeah, you can share the document and everybody can write and comment in it, okay? So there are different kinds of documents. So you can, as I was telling you, that if you want them to write, yeah, about the topic, so they can use one of the different pre-designed presentations they have. So they are not going to forget about the introduction because they have. And the thing is that you can change this into Spanish. You can change it into any language you want. Yeah. So I have to have it in Spanish because this is the official language in Guatemala, and the regulation says that if you have something, you cannot change it to another language. So we have to keep it in Spanish. But once I assign a work, the students know that it's going to be private, and it's going to be in our drive, and it has to be in English, of course, because I teach English.
Mercilinda,
yes.
Sorry to interrupt. 2 questions. Some people are, and somebody wants to participate, Lourdes. They ask, do we need to have a license to use Google Suite?
No, let me open, let me see if I can open my, here, wait a minute.
And the other question, Mercilinda, is if you have some links for tutorials so we can learn how to do this.
Yes, okay, we have tutorials.
So you can send them to me later, right? So
yes, I can.
Okay,
and Lourdes, later. So it's very easy, like, because this belongs to Google. It's that simple as Googling it, you know. You just Google it. I remember that the first time when we were using Google, we were like, please don't Google it. Or do it, try to find something else. But now we Google everything. and we're using Google, and it's very easy, you know. So the second thing, if I go back to my waffle again, to my Google Suite, something that I want to tell you about is about spreadsheets. You can create spreadsheets blank. You just go and create one here. You create one, and the first thing is like you write the title. So this is just an example, you know, and you create a title, and then you can write what is it that you want the students to fill in, and then you have to ask them for the carnet number, and then you have to ask them for the name, they have to ask for the last name, okay? And then you have to check, I don't know, a telephone, and anything you need from the students, you can create a spreadsheet like this. You can change the color of the font. You can like you do with your Excel. You can do this. You can mark as many columns as you want, if you want it to be in this way. And what you do is like, okay, I have it here, and I can write some instructions for the students. I said, I can here, please fill in the form, and that's it. And I can share to my students in a simple way. Whatever I do is like just add people here, you know, just select it from my own group of students or teachers, and then I can share, yeah. And also I can write the names here, or I can copy the link, and then I go back to my class, you know, and I just say, well, to whatever it is, and I copy paste, and I send them the link, and I just, please immediately, once they had the link, they're gonna be able to complete the form. Yeah. So forms, it's a good way to share documents and works with students. So spreadsheets, for example, I'm going to show you some of the ones that I have here, and I created, and you can see that these are not only mine. So I have my tasks list, I have my calendar, and this is mine. But for example, this is shared. I already shared with other teachers, or somebody else shared with me, like and they just add here. So
Merceline,
this, yes,
excuse me, two people. Lourdes Landa?
yes,
I would
Lourdes?
just wanted to ask you a very if these documents or spreadsheets or any other characteristic feature from Google can be used offline, since you
yes,
said that it is editable and it's already saved in Drive, but
yes.
everything I see is online. So if the students are not able to have connection, you know, like if you or very limited, very, you know, and so if they can do it as
Yes,
an office document.
I know. It is because they use their phones. They can use their telephones, and what you can work. And once you get close to the connection, or it updates. I mean, you can. Maybe you think, oh, it didn't save. What am I gonna do? But once the connection is reestablished, it automatically updates, and you have whatever you did in the morning. Maybe you were in a place that the connection was not that good, and then when you get close to your connection, then it's there. So it is automatically saved. Okay. It seems like it's online all the time, but you can work offline, yes, too. Now, so there are other spreadsheets that you can create. So it is automatically saves. You see, now it is saved here in my Drive. And let's say that I don't want to have it there. I can change the name, I can remove it, or I can open in a different window. So I'm gonna leave there. Another important thing that we have here is the tasks list. So we can create our own task list. We just have to add the task or homework or assignment that we have. And it is, as I said, automatically saved, and you can share with you can share with your devices. And if you don't have a computer at hand, you can use your phone devices, and then you can add any task in your device. Yes. So there are many things here. For example, you can move, you can work, you can check how is the state of the document. You can add a link, okay, and you can do whatever you want here. You can share it in this time is private because I haven't shared it to you. And also in the calendars, yes. And this is what teachers love, you know, the grading. Great. So you can create your own grading. You can show, in case the director or the principal asks you some statistics about how your students are doing it. Once you have your grades in a spreadsheet, you just can ask Google to create this beautiful statistics and graphs, and then you just add some information about this. Okay.
Mercilinda,
Yes.
question. Sorry to interrupt. Raj from Canada asks you, what do students find challenging about all these beautiful tools and information that you are giving to us?
Okay, yes. I know that maybe people say, well, this is what we have been doing in the class, and now we just move to the classroom, okay? The challenging here is that we are using the tools because we don't want them to work alone. we are working in shared documents. So they are learning and we are reinforcing the 21st century skills, you know, working in teams, collaborative working, decision making. Because if we just like, okay, guys, do this, and we just fed them with information, and we do everything for them, that's not challenging, as you say. They have to know how to use this, okay? Well,
Okay, and Luz
so
Canales, the second question and last, I guess, she says, that is Excel on Drive with our Gmail account, right?
yes, yes, it is Excel. But if you want to save as Excel, because it doesn't save as an Excel. For example, I have this spreadsheet with my gradings. So if you see, it's not an Excel. So if you want to save it, you have to download it as Excel.
Ah,
So you
okay.
have to download it as Excel. You can change the format and then it downloads. So you can see, and now I have it here and it opens as an Excel. Yes.
Okay, and Maria Elena from Colombia, Mercilinda, ask you the last one. Some students don't know how to work on those kind of shared documents and they erase some data without bad intention. What to do in that case? Is that possible?
Well, yes, it happens. It happens, of course. But what we do is like, as I said, we have first we train them. We train them. I assign a different color for a student, for example. So I gave them colors. I said, or I assign small groups. Even though I had like 20 something students in one room, I don't give the same document for the 20 students. I give it for a smaller group, a groups of 4 or at 5 at most, okay? So in that case, you avoid the problem that the students, by mistake or because they don't know how to use it, they erase somebody else's work, okay? No, and also is that I assign myself in every single group. So I have 5 different groups and I am in the 5 different groups, and sometimes I am in the whole group. So something else here about the waffle that I'm talking about today is that you can work on presentations. So, you know, like students to work on PowerPoint presentations, Prezi presentations, Genially presentations, and they can do many kinds of presentations. So, but what we want them is that they don't go like, we want them to do something, and we, for example, in these presentations, we have something for teachers here. You can create your educational cards here, yeah? You just create your cards, yeah? For example, here, you can create your cards and you share your cards with your students. Now that we are not in the classroom and we have to have material, we can create material here too, you know? We can just, it's simple as clicking it and adding a picture. And you find pictures and it's because it's Google, so it allows you to copy paste most of the pictures that are in Google, yeah? And you can just make your own presentation, yeah, you see here, and then you presented it, and that's it, okay? And you can go out of it. So as I was telling you, this is just a presentation on all of the features that it has. Click on everything. You click, anything bad is going to happen. Your computer is not going to explode, or you are not going to erase whatever you think it's there. No, click on everything. I'm sure that once we finish, you're gonna be exploring your Gmail accounts and finding ways to use it as a learning and teaching tool, you know? are especially for communicating. As I said at the beginning of a conference, is to keep in touch with our students. We're communicating, we're giving them tools that are accessible for all of them, okay?
How long did it take you, Mercilinda, to learn to manage all these applications and formats and layouts of these documents?
It's a matter of trial and error, you know. The first time, of course, as the my friend said, somebody erased my work, or changed the title, or changed the color. But once you have the instructions clear, once you tell them what are the rules, yeah, and that you don't keep it like for large groups, but because for large groups, I'm gonna show you what is it that I have. But for small groups, it's easier to handle, you know, especially if they are shared documents, because as you say that we don't want them everybody to start writing and then you get lost, you don't know who wrote what and who erased what. But the thing is that it keeps track of what happened, yeah. For example, I have some shared documents that somebody else shared with me, and this is and they have who changed it in what date they did something, yes. So you can see what happened in the document. You can track the what happened in the document, yes. And something interesting that we have here, I was telling you, is calendar. So you can manage your Google Calendar, and you have your different courses. You have the calendars for your courses. So for example, let me see this one. And you can check, you can add or delete calendars. And also you can add or create here. And this is great. I was telling you that you can create an event, and you can create a Google Meet. So let's say that I am going to have a meeting on Monday, yes, meeting. We're gonna have a meeting, and let's say that it is going to be, I don't think it's to be, it is going to be tomorrow, and it is going to be at 8:45 of July, and I am going to add a meeting. So immediately I can add my students here. So I just go to my classroom and copy paste, or I just send them, okay? So I'm gonna save it here, and I have my meeting tomorrow, and it's gonna be in my Google Meet, okay? That's another thing that I'm gonna be showing. Yes, somebody's asking something, Jaime.
It was a comment, something that two teachers were sharing some information. By the way, anybody has a question, a comment? Lourdes, please go on. Thank you, Mercilinda. Microphone,
Okay.
Lourdes.
Okay. Yeah, I just noticed. When you mentioned about login on Google Suite, I mean, is that something special about it that involve all the features? Because I started using Google Classroom, and I've been using it already for some months. And bit by bit, I started learning about it. But then it's like, okay, I came from Office, Word, Excel, because that's what in Peru most of people use. And then I started learning Google Docs, Google Spreadsheets, Jamboard, the slides. No, but and I thought that Google Suite was something different. And now when I see the presentation is like, for me, it looks like Google Classroom, because when you are in the I don't know, in the menu, and you have to click or assign tasks or upload material, it already shows create a slide or create a form.
Yes.
So what is the difference? Or maybe I'm And I
No.
always use online because my students, thankfully, they have the connection. But that's why my worry with those students, that don't have the connection and don't have the skills. I mean, because it's different to pass from Word, from Office to Google. Some information that the names, it's different. So it can be frustrating at some point.
Yes, I know. Well, yes, it is. Mainly it's Google Classroom. That's what I told you. But we were going through the suite. So this is the suite. Yeah, the waffle is the suite, and
Because
it has
when
all
I
of
click on
these.
Google Classroom, I can see all that as well. So for
Yeah.
me, it looks like Google Classroom.
So I am going to go to Google Classroom. Okay. So I was going one by one to see what is it that we do and what we have. So we have calendars. We can chat with our students. I mean, we can have a chat room here. And you are not in the classroom yet. I'm totally out of classroom. I am in my email account. Okay, that's it. I can chat with them. So here I have the chat room. Yeah. So I just add somebody. I can create a group to chat, and that's only chat. Okay. And that's a chat room. The other thing that we have here, it's Meet. Meet is, I'm not in the classroom yet. I am in my Gmail account and I can start a meeting, you know, just to start a meeting here. Okay.
I think because everything is connected, that made me think that it belonged to that only feature of Google Classroom. No, but,
no, I am in my Gmail account and I'm creating a Meet, and I can copy the link, or I just can add somebody else. I can add somebody, like here I can invite anybody. It's just sending the link and then immediately, and I have a room open in no time. It's like you do with Zoom or other devices. Okay, so I am in my email, so I'm gonna leave that Meet. So okay, and that's a meeting. So I am in my Gmail account. So I haven't get into Classroom yet. Okay. So the other thing that we have here are currents, which is very similar to the to-do lists, but people like to have currents because if you have an institution, they can't work, and they have it's like here's example, you know, it's like an Instagram. So they have their own currents, and they write short stories, and they can do that. You can assign this to students to do a current, so to follow themselves, you know, like, and it's closed groups because they decide who can share with and who cannot check whatever they have. So this is another of the features that they have in the suite. Okay. So I am not going to use it right now, but because here, well, we have sites. You can share sites. If you have a list of sites that you want your students to visit, you can share your sites, especially you say to keep it safe, and instead of like going to the Wikipedia or whatever they can find, they just, okay, you have a list of contacts. You can create groups. Okay, you can go directly to Google. Okay, on YouTube. You see, well, since we have an account from the university, we have, okay, we have our own accounts, you know, so you can check here. I can upload my own videos, and I can share it only for the people from the university, only for my students. I decide who can watch my videos and who cannot watch my videos. And of course, here is the site that all of the teaching material for the university we have. So we have how to start classes and all of information that trainings that we have, you see.
Okay.
And
Sorry, Mercilinda. Nora wants to participate. Excuse me.
yes, Nora.
So you can drink some water. Nora.
Yeah, what I when you were talking about sharing the documents, we do this with our colleagues because when we had to do the monthly report, we work the 4 or 5 English teachers of secondary. We work in the same document, so that's so useful for us. We use with our students, but like you say, for a small group with the students, and also we as a colleagues, no, we have to fill it up or finish the report for this day, so we share and we everybody types in the document. And what I do you we use Classroom, Google Classroom too, but I don't know how to do the forms, or it's kind of difficult for me, that part of forms. I don't know if there's another way to share like a test in using Google, no? To in Google Classroom we share the worksheets or or extra material, but a test I didn't use for that yet. I would like to know something about that.
Okay. Well, so it's a matter of creating the material and saving in the drive of your classroom, because every classroom has its own drive. So once you have, you can check the drive from your classrooms. Yeah, so if you can see, if I go here and I go to my classroom, I'll show you the drives, okay? Now, so I was telling you about YouTube, that we have access to YouTube, so we can share YouTube videos, and we can create our own videos, etc. We have Google Maps, we have photos, okay? Something new that Google Suite has recently integrated is Translate. Translate, especially for us English teachers, is if we want the students to read something that, and we don't want them to do this, I don't know, improvised translation, so they can try, if they are having a really bad time with this, they can use the translation tool that is there. I really don't like, because sometimes the translation is not very accurate, you know, but for the ones that have many problems translating, they can use the tool that they recently added. It's totally for free. Instead of going out of your email and opening Google and finding the translator, it's there. It's now in the suite. So you just have to click the suite and go to the translator. And you see, you can share, you can save the document that you translated, and you can share the document you translated with the community or with somebody else. Especially with translation students, what they do is they like to make exercises here. Yeah, so and they check the translation. So it immediately goes, and you can check, and you can share, you can listen. So it's, if you're teaching a class and you want your students to say or to learn how to say a word, this is a great tool. You know, you can teach vocabulary using this, because you just write the word. If we are learning about hotel catering, and then you write like hotel servicio, okay, hotel service, and then you go like And you can use it in your class because you're not just teaching them how to write. They check the word in their own language and they check it in English, and they also listen to the word. So you are doing listening, writing, and you can do speaking here too, because you can ask them to repeat the word. So you see the tools are there, but the thing is that, okay, what can I use this for? You know, it's great to have it, but how can I use it? Well, if I am in my classroom and I want to practice vocabulary with my students, I copy the list of words of vocabulary, we do the translation with them, and then we do the listening, yeah? So that's another way to use the tools that are in the suit. Yes, Carolina.
Roxy in Lima has a question.
Good morning, Mercilinda. Yes, we are using in my company Zoom and Google Docs, some of those ones. And what we have sometimes kind of difficulties is while sharing the documents, the worksheets for classes, because we don't have large groups, but for example, the largest group we could have is 10 students. And sharing the documents during the classes, one by one, sending emails is time consuming. My question is there is a way to have a group in which we can send just clicking one email or one account and send all together?
Yes, it is. Okay. I'm gonna be showing how to do it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes? What was the next question?
No, there is no next question. Just
yes,
somebody.
it's the next question.
Who?
Don't ignore me, please, Jaime.
Hello, Carolina Reina. I didn't see you raising your hand.
Okay. I
Please
would like
do.
to ask you.
Please
I would
just.
like to ask about how to create service. In my school, most of my class workers uses Google and platforms, and they make service, and I am afraid of asking them. So I think this is the moment to ask you. I have a Gmail account. I am in my inbox page. Where do I go to create a survey for my students?
Okay. You have to go to your suit, and then you go to, you can go to your docs, okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And then you can create, you decided what is it that you want to create, okay? So I am going to do it from my classroom, okay? So I am going to show you how. Okay. And it is in, I'm sorry, you go to forms, okay? Here, in forms.
Yes.
Okay, you go to forms. In forms, you decided what is it that you want to create. What is it that you want to create? You want to create a quiz? You want to create a self-evaluation? You want to create just a spreadsheet? Or, for example, you can, when the class is over, you can send them this. ¿Ya? Dices, valoración de la clase, por favor responda, su correo, mencione una de las cosas más importantes que haya aprendido el día de hoy, crees que tenía suficiente preparación para la clase, cómo te podría mejorar la clase de hoy. Entonces yo ya tengo simplemente vengo y digo enviar. ¿Ok?
Una pregunta quiero hacerte. Is it necessary that they have Google Gmail accounts, or it's not needed? They just have the link and that's all.
Is for Gmail. It is for Gmail. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something important because it's Google Suite and it's for Gmail. So you can send them an email for everyone.
Yes.
Or you can just send them the link for your form. You copied it, okay? And that's it. Now, once you copy, you go back to your mail and you say compose, and then you have the list of students. So let me see here. For example, if I go to my classroom, if I go to one of my classrooms, I can select the classroom. I select the people. I just select them all and say, enviar correo electrónico. Immediately it opens my email. And you see, it copies automatically. I don't have to go one by one. Yes. And what I want to send them the I just do that and send them. Okay. You see? And I send them. They're gonna be crazy, say, what is my teacher doing on Sunday? Well, and then I go back to my form, yeah, and I have here my form, and I go, of course, I don't have any answer yet, and I can check the answers in a create, and I can see, you see, menciona y las respuestas de cada uno me van a llegar automáticamente a un form.
Sí.
Automatically.
Sí.
Ahorita ya se va y quien de mis alumnos se meta hoy, automatically they're gonna be here. So right now, nobody has answered, yes? So here I have the questions again. And this is something that also I want to talk about because you can edit this. You can create a form, you can edit, you can add a video, you can add pictures, you can change the font, and you can, if you have if you want to make an exam, for example, it's the same thing. What I do is that I make exams from students. I create exams, so I am going to make exam, for example, and I make my exams here in the form, yeah, and you can add, for example, let's say these are mandatory, the name, the email, and then I have to ask questions. For example, I want to have, what kind of question I want to have? Well, so you can have different kinds of questions. So for example, this question, I want it to be multiple choice. So I can have my exam in Word and just copy paste the question and the answers.
Yes.
And I have the answer, for example, the first question here. Did you learn, okay, anything new today? Well, did you learn anything new today? So the first option was a yes, and the second option was a no. Okay. Now,
Yes.
I can create, I hear in the clave de respuesta, en caso una fuera la correcta, I just marked it. Okay. And I assign how many points it worth. It worth 1 or 2 points.
Right.
Okay. And
Yes.
I say, okay. And this is mandatory, you see? So if I don't mark it here as mandatory, the students can skip that question. But if I mark it as mandatory, it is mandatory. So in this moment, if they go to the exam, they're going to find this and they have this. Well, I don't like this because I haven't erased all of the other options. So I just go back to the document that I am working in, okay? So you see, I am going to delete this because I don't need this, it's extra. So let me see how it looks now. It looks, oh, it looks much better because now I only have the one question with the 2 possible options, yes? And I create my exam. For example, the second question, I wanted to have a picture, okay? So I just go to my equipment. I can upload a picture. So let's say that I am working in vocabulary. So I select a picture from my computer and I put it there. Okay, so let me have my own picture. Okay, So now, in option 1, this is describe the person in the character, okay? And I have that, okay? So now the question is describe the character. It has a picture on it. And of course, it's not going to be multiple choice. It is going to be short answer or paragraph. So it changes now, yeah? So what they have now is that they have a picture. Let me see here.
Yes.
Okay, where is my question? Preguntas de evaluación. No, it's not there. I didn't save it. I'm sorry. So as I said, the question is describe the character. Now, so I'm going to add a picture. And again, I'm going to upload the picture. Okay. And is there any, no, is it mandatory? Yes, okay. So I have a question and it's a short answer. And what is it that they're going to see? They are going to see something like this.
There.
Here, you see, describe the character and students right here. Well,
right.
she is whatever it is, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Once you created your exam, once you finish creating your exam, you can send them by email, yes? Once you create exam, you can send them by email. It's that simple. And you can continue adding, for example, in this section, I am going to, let's say, watch the video and do whatever I want them to do. So here, instead of doing, I am going to upload a video. Yes, I'm going to insert a video, okay? So I insert the video. That's the thing. You just insert the video. You can upload the video. Let's say that I have here some of my see videos here. I have one in downloads. Yeah. So I have a video. This one. So I upload it. This one I cannot upload it because it belongs to the university. Well, once you have your exam, the students can see it. And the only thing you have to do is that you have to copy. You can send them by email, but the best ways to do is this. You shorten the link, you copy the link, then you go to your classroom, select the students, and send them, okay? That's easy. As I said, well, of course, this one is gonna be now in my drive. Okay, now. So I see that we are like an hour now. Somebody else, another thing that Google Suite has now for teaching is Jamboard. Jamboard is like a whiteboard. Yeah.
An hour and 30 minutes, Mercelinda.
Yes, sorry. So you have a whiteboard that you can share, that you can change. If you're teaching mathematics, you can change it into this one, or if it's writing, you can change that, or you can have a blank font. You can add stick. So and it says 1:35 p.m. whatever, yes. And I want it to be pink, and I save it. And now my student, I have another like a post-it. So if you are teaching and you want to keep a whiteboard, you can post things to your students. You can upload pictures here, yeah. And this is for presenting, because this is a whiteboard, you know, like it doesn't matter that something else that you're doing, and it automatically saves, you know. You can change to a new page. This might be good for the ones that are have this are very handy, you know, because for me it is difficult to write with the mouse, but numbers, it's okay. Yeah, so you can write numbers for kindergartens, for the little ones, you know. This is good because what you're doing here is like you are writing, yeah. You can use this pointer and select something, and you can add a post that then you say great, you know. And you can add the post in the color you select, yeah. And you have that, okay. So this is a tool for teaching, and it is a whiteboard that you can use it. And if I said that, okay, I want to delete it, you just delete it. It's a whiteboard. It's a whiteboard. It is in the suit. It's there. It's for free. Yeah, it's for free.
Christy Love has a question. Christy
Okay.
Love.
Yes, Christy.
Christy Love. Well, two teachers were asking that they don't have some of those tools in their account, in their waffle. So
you can look, you can see more.
Okay,
you can go down and you can add them.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what.
Okay.
That's,
well,
yeah.
I think that we are running out of time, so
Yeah.
I am going to show you these ones that are very important for us here at the university, which are the apps that my UMG, and my UMG is the where I have everything from the university I was telling you, and this is what we have. We have Office. We can add turning grades, and it's in my suite. In my suite. I mean, I can go there. So once the only email account that I have to have is my Gmail account. I don't have to go from one kind of account to another account. I am in the same one. I'm using my waffle to go to different places. Yeah, and here, for example, I can go to my virtual courses, and the virtual courses, of course, in this case, are in Blackboard, BB yeah. And BB Learn is another a complete MLS, and of course, we have a special account, and I am going to get into with my Gmail account that belongs for the university and domain, my UMG. And I have all of my courses here. You see my communities and my courses, my institution, and this is what we have as you know, the general use for everybody. So we have, for example, this course, you know, this is how it looks. Let me see. Okay, and then you have some announcements. So you just create an announcement and it's there. And you have the activities in different modules. So students have their own information, and you have to do lots of work because you have to upload everything there, and you have to create, and then you can check how the students look the information, because it looks different from the teacher that from the student. Okay, so it has a different, so this is what the students see. They only see announcements, general information, material, activities, for example. So if they have to do an activity, and the how much they get. Okay, so I am going to go out of this view, because as I said, I'm not talking about Blackboard, because we can spend hours talking about Blackboard. Yes, so but we're gonna be continuing talking about G Suite. Okay, so the last place that I am going to go is my classroom. as I said. It is easy to create a classroom. You go into classroom and you go here, more, and you create a new class. Let's say that this class is going to be the international class, yeah? So I just assign them a name, okay? Let's say this is a section A, or what is the topic? The topic will be teacher training, yeah? And the aula is gonna be a virtual room. And then I create it, yeah? That's simple. I created my class. Okay, so now I have an international class. And what is it that I need? I just have to copy this link and two things. I can send them to my students via email, or I just copy the link, you know. I can copy the link from here. And once I have my class, I can do many things. I can select and change. Yeah, I can change the way it looks, or I can upload a picture. Yeah, in this case, they have my picture because I am the teacher right now. I am the only one here. If I can do two things. I can assign students. So if I go to the list of the students, for example, I'm going to add Geneva. Okay, so I add her and I invite her. Yeah. So the next time she enters her email, she's going to find an invitation to attend my class. So now I have one student. Okay, I can add teachers and say, well, you know, Geneva, I want her also as a teacher, so I am going to invite somebody else. I'm going to invite Adriana. Oh, I'm going to invite Adriana to co-teach with me. Okay, so now we have two teachers in the same room. Okay, and I can add students, or they can join a class just by having the class code. Yeah, I send them the class code, or I make an announcement. So I can show you, for example, in my in here in my Blackboard, that is also in my suite. You see, I have, so I don't have to go from one place to another. I have it there. And I made an announcement here with my students, and I can say, wait guys, you know, I can create an announcement, and I said, welcome to the class, and I can hear, please, a class code, you know, class code. And I can write, I can go back to my classroom and copy and paste the link for the class. Okay, somebody wants to get in, and I just copy paste here, you know, and can copy the access, and students, just by clicking there, they can enroll themselves in my class. Okay, so I can send announcements wherever and however I want. Okay, so going back to the class here, somebody was asking me about if I can, what else can do. Here, in Trabajo de Clase, this is where you're going to create all the magic things you want to create, you know? You want to create questions for students to a quiz or an exam, or just a simple yes/no question, and you want to organize the classes in modules. You can assign titles. For example, here you can assign you can create an assignment. So assignment number 1, okay, and then you can add some read and answer. So you can ask them to read the document, but and do whatever they want. And of course, the document, I have to find the document that I want them to read. So I am going to look for a document in my archives, any document that I found. That doesn't matter, okay? It's just like showing, okay? So once I have the document I want to add, yeah, I just upload the document. So I want them to read the document. I want them to, I don't know, summarize or analyze or check. But I don't want to check, I don't want to read all of the summaries. I can add an rubric, okay? So I said, well, you know, like or, okay, and you need whatever I want to add a description, and it's poor, I'm gonna give them a 0.
Yeah.
And of course I can add more criterias, and what I'm creating here is a rubric, yeah. So let's say that here I'm gonna give him 1 point, here 2, and here I'm gonna give him 3 points, okay? Well, and that's simple as adding, yeah? And I save it. So now, when students, and I say, well, this is gonna be, I don't know, 5 points. And I give them 5 points, yeah? And I just create the assignment, yeah? So what the students are gonna be looking here is the assignment number 1. This is the assignment, and they have read the document, they have the document there, and of course they can check how are they going to be graded. Of course I didn't add the description, but it's copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, you see? And it's easy because you don't have to go and write a lot of things, you just decide what grade you want to give them, okay? So if you want to say, well, I think this guy hasn't read anything, so I'm just giving them 1 point, yeah? And then you write 1 point, okay? And that's it. So you can create that. You can create, for example, a topic. You can divide it into topics, and then you're gonna have different topics like assignment. So you create a topic, and then you have the assignments, yeah, and you just move this to the assignment group, yeah, and then you can create. I'm sorry for the mistake, okay? Well, so let me show you one of my classes that it's there, so we don't waste a lot of time telling you how to do this. So this is what we have. So I have divided into different topics. For example, I have the material, which I have the presentations. I have the site that we use. We have the project. I have the assignments, which are the different homework they have presented me. Also, I have my attendance sheet here. So it is easy. Questions, you can add questions. You can create many things here. And you can also, something that is good about this is like, let me go to the new class here, is that if you want to, if you have many classes and you don't want to be like writing the same thing to everybody, you just go here and you can reuse. You see, I'm gonna reuse something from other class. I need immediately start searching my other classes, and I select it, and I reuse. So I have the same in sections A, B, C, or whatever sections I have. So it's taking a little bit, maybe it's my connection. But for example, another thing that we use at Mariano Galvez with my teachers is that we have created classrooms as teachers' lounges. Okay, so since I have so many teachers working from the school, having a large group was, you know, like there was too much information. So what we have is that we have small classrooms with teachers from different centros. So I have, for example, from a teacher's lounge from 2 centros in one lounge, and different lounges. And what we have done here is that we have upload all of the materials that they have, they need to for their classes that are starting, that if we are going to have a meeting, we give them the meeting, etc. And they can comment, they make comments, they can, you see how are we planning, and etc. And as I was telling you, going to Google Classroom is something that you have to work on. Yes, and you have the people. If you want to send an email to one person but you don't know that person Gmail, you select the person and then you just click the actions and you send an email to that person. You can delete that person, you can put it in silence or in hold. So if this semester that teacher is not teaching, so I put him in silence. Yeah, so he's not looking at everything, only if he goes into the classroom, and we are not getting any notification from him because he's not teaching this term, you know. And I said you can add teachers and you can add students. Yeah, you can work as teachers. And this is the way it looks for students. You can change, you can send them videos, you can sign whatever they want. Yes, here is another one that we have with a group of teachers. And what we have here is, for example, different information that we have. The tutorials that you were asking for, we provide tutorials with teachers how to use things, how to create exams, how to design exams, for example, how designing exams in Google. Yeah, so this is a Google tutorial that we made with our teachers, and it's simple for them, so they don't get lost. So in this case, for example, I was telling you that it's important to have your document in Word, because what you are going to be doing is just copy paste, clicking, clicking, clicking. Okay, so this is just an example of the different videos that we have created. Of course, we would like to share them with you. And this is mostly what I can tell you about Google Suite and of course the use of Google. I really want to thank Jaime for inviting me to share my experience as a teacher. And of course, the idea of this is to make it simpler, you know, to not feel that you are alone in this, okay? So we are not alone. So we are all in the same storm, in different boats, but in the same storm. We are in the same pandemic situation. And the idea is to make it simpler for the students and simpler for the teacher. We don't want them to go crazy trying to find, you know, very creative ways to make videos and things like that. You can create your own material by using the tools are there in the Google Suite. You just need to have a Gmail account and click in every single space in the waffle and see what can I do with this. Nobody else is going to see it because you decide what do you share and what you don't share. You decide. It's up to you. If you don't like what you did, you just delete it and try it again. Okay? So my advice to you is to click. Don't worry. Click everywhere to find out. Learn to use the tools. And once you start using the tool, you're going to find it, that it is simpler for you, simpler for the students. It's time saving for teachers. So we are not going to be crazy trying to find a way to make a presentation. We can do it there. Yes. Other thing that it's good about this is that since it is easy to use, the students don't get lost in trying to find, I don't know, you know, I am going to impress my teacher, so I am going to make a professional video. I don't want professional videos. I want my students to practice their language. I want them to speak English. So I just send them an assignment to, okay, record your voice and upload it here. And they do that with their phones, from their phones, using the apps they already have. Yeah. And that's it. I don't know if there is another question. I really enjoyed this morning. Hopefully I didn't bore you showing you how much we try to do with our students, because everybody manages the classroom differently, you know, but learning to use the tool is the most important thing that I can advise you. Use it. It's for free. It's there. Yeah.
No, thank you, Mercilinda, number one, for your time, for your wisdom, for your knowledge, for your expertise, everything. As somebody said many, many years ago, solo sé que nada sé, o muy poco sé about these tools, but many people want to congratulate you because we have learned a lot. If there is there any email where we can write to you if somebody wants to contact you? If you do it in the chatting, please, Mercilinda, we will appreciate that from you. I'll just type in it. So thank you once again, everyone. In the next 2 Sundays of this month of July, we have Elizabeth Ortiz from Ecuador next Sunday. She will be talking about teaching for peace, 21st century challenge. And the last Sunday of this month of July, we will have Marina Gonzalez from Argentina, and she will be talking about finding opportunities in times of chaos. And next month in July, we will have men from Peru, men from Argentina, and in September, we will have people from Mexico and from Canada and everywhere else. So thank you one more time, Mercilinda. If somebody wants to talk and thank Mercilinda, that would be beautiful. Somebody, anybody wants to? Yes, please, Roxy and Lourdes.
Ms. Linda, thank you very much for all this information. Some of the things are just refreshing. Some of the things we are using. Others are giving us the curiosity to continue digging and digging. And you say clicking on different icons and learning. This is an opportunity of sharing and learning, giving and taking. And I feel very pleased to be here and participating in this conference, which was very fast, very challenging, but at the same interesting to continue digging on that. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm sorry because they told me that I had an hour and I see that we almost had 2 hours.
No. We
It's
usually
okay.
have.
It's okay for us.
There's too much to talk about, you know, there's too much. As you said, you have to dig in, you have to click, and then once you start using the different tools, you say, well, I don't need anything else. Everything is here, you know.
No, I said, Mercilinda, 1 hour and 30 minutes because of respecting your time, your privacy, your family.
Thank you.
No, that's the reason, because we could be with you 5 hours the whole day. But, but
yeah, we can spend hours talking about this. Yes.
Lourdes.
Yes, once again, like many of our colleagues have said, no, thank you, Mercilinda, for your time and expertise. Being another teacher as well who uses Google Classroom, you know, but it started as a, you know, like investigating here and there. You know, there's a lot to search and a lot to see. And as you, I agree. No, this is a great tool that with lots of things included and very organized, so you can have it everything in one place. And it's just a matter of keep on trying, and if we make mistakes, well, we try it again, and that's it. I hope.
Yes, and the important thing is that if you use the forms that are there, you save a space in your own computer, because the documents, the presentations, the videos, everything is on your drive. So it keeps your space in your computer, because sometimes we say, oh, I don't have a space in my computer. It's not necessary. You have everything in the drive, documents and everything. Yes.
When I started working on that, it immediately said that if we were using with students, and it's basically better to have an account or a license from the school, you know? Do you, I mean, I think that's much better than if anyone from who has no, just a normal account, I think, no?
Yeah, but for us as a starter, and not all the institutions are willing to pay, and it's not expensive, you know. I was checking that it's like $100 or something like that you have to pay to have an Gmail account for an institution. So you pay a very short fee of money for having all of these tools at hand. Yes, you have the dollars. Thank you. Well, so as I say, I just want to thank everybody for your patience and your time. And I don't know, maybe I go fast in some moments, but I was thinking of, oh, I only have like 20 more minutes and I have too much to talk about. Yes, too much.
No, thank you once again, Mercilinda. It's been one of the most illustrative, shining, lining presentations, because personally, somebody said that because some of us are digital immigrants, so it's a little much more difficult for other people. But thank you once again, Mercilinda. We hope to have you once again in a few months when you are freer and less busy.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
I would love to. Okay, I would love to.
So thank you everyone. Judy, Roxy, Irlanda, Luz, Lourdes, Marielena, Teresa, Anthony, Cecilia. Anthony will be with us one of these Sundays too. He will be a speaker
Great.
too. Cecilia,
Okay.
Ruben,
Good.
Ana,
Very nice.
Roxana, Mavichito from Ecuador, Karen, Tania, Exxon, Ruz,
you.
Erlinda, and Pablo. Have a very nice weekend and see you
Thank
next
you guys.
Sunday.
Thank you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Mercilinda.
Bye.
Thank you, Jaime.
Bye.
Take care.
Have a nice
Bye,
Sunday.
colleagues.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Bon
Bye
appetit.
bye.
Bon
Bye.
appetit.
Thank you.